Please hold me first fighting cage number 1. In the blue corner, representing Russia, Sergey Shirkunov. And his opponent also representing Russia in the red corner, Kamil Газиярдибирov.
So we are now into our second semi-final for this men's bantamweight bracket. Who will face Tinshik Janibek tomorrow for IMAF gold? In the blue corner we have Russia's Sergei Shirkunov, taking on his own countryman Kamil Газиярдибиров. He is in the red corner. Oh. And Russia versus Russia. This is the second time we've seen this today, Dean, and little questions in your head. Would there be some hesitancy about fighting people that you are around you in your team, that you've been part of this whole process with? But we saw in the first one, there was none of that credence given.
It's largely due to your own norms and values, and to be honest, the Russians are really competitive, so I don't think there's any problem for them. The only thing is if they've trained together before, you know, potentially here if they first time they've met, or back in their home states, they have a little bit of familiarity, so you might see like a filling out process, and the advancements will be in the mistakes that are made or forced as well.
So some nice work on the feet from Sergei Shirkunov, and now in the clinch, Kamil pressuring his opponent up against the cage. And when we look at the evolution of mixed martial arts, they've broken away from it now. Cage wrestling is something that truly has to be mastered alongside all the other arts.
Yeah, it's another skill in itself to be able to wrestle up against the cage. Ultimately, it's a battle for underhooks, though. You've got to dig deep, keep your base nice and wide, obtain the underhooks and switch the position. It's easier said than done, of course, when you have the whole weight of somebody on the outside driving forward with their head and their lead leg, looking to snatch up those legs and pull you away from the cage.
I did like the movement, the striking style of Sergei. The longer the height, the reach on the side of Kamil Газиярдибиров. Oof. Some serious cauliflower ears there on the side of Kamil. My goodness.
Sergei did a great job of those underhooks. That's what we're talking about. You'll see it from the higher level guys. They understand that it's the matter of opportunity here to get the underhooks, which will get you out the outside position, and indeed the takedowns. We're seeing that. The underhooks were key for Sergei.
Nice takedown, then twists his opponent back round so his neck's flat against that cage. 20 seconds left in this opening round. And let's talk as if they have been training, rolling, potentially just light sparring together in preparation for this. I hear a lot of coaches and fighters talk about there is a big difference, right, Dean? The live competition, some people seem very beatable in the gym, but then they are champions within the cage when the pressure, when the bright lights are on. So although you can say you might learn something about your opponent, learning about them in live fighting in competition is something different.
Yeah, to perform as well with being filmed, live broadcasting, you know, the families watching, you know, the pressure's on. But how do you respond to that pressure? Does it spur you on, or do you start to falter? And also, being hard on yourself. If you make a mistake and beat yourself up too much, think about it too much, you can't start to implement your game plan. Looking at the replay here, we're seeing this position of underhooks into nice knee. And the key is up against the cage is the underhooks. You see it a lot more from the higher level wrestlers. They understand that the underhooks are a really important part to lever the body. Your arm gets caught underneath the armpit of your opponent, and you're able just to lever them across and manipulate them a little bit more.
Well, they have now taken instructions from their corner, small adjustments. Let's look at this man here. Let's look at Kamil. What would you like to see differently from him coming out in round number 2?
Yeah, I mean, a bit more urgency from him, and don't allow Sergey to command the centre of the cage, because that puts an imprint in the judges. Also, it enables your opponent to push you back to the cage and use the cage for the takedowns.
Round 2 set to go underway. Round 2 of a potential 3. Sergey Shirkunov from Russia taking on fellow countryman Kamil Газиярдибирov from Russia as well. Sergey, blue corner, Kamil in the red. Oof. Sergey's got that lovely closed guard, steady moving in.
He's got tight boxing. He cuts the angles off where you see that he cuts his opponent off, and he's slowly circling him, closing him down to the cage. See that? Every time he gets a little bit inch, a little bit closer, and then he'll change levels and pin his opponent up against the cage. Nice body shot there from Sergey.
And the scary thing about Sergey is you look at the quality of his striking, but you see those cauliflower ears, they aren't earned easily either. That's a sign of somebody who spent so much time on the mat. It looks great. Oh, the left hand connected then, Dean.
Sergey with very tight boxing skills. You notice he utilises his head work, he loads the legs. He's always throwing off those angles. He slip his head to the side and load up that relevant shot. Nice takedown from Kamil.
Straight away, look at the guard from bottom now. Here from Shamil. Kamil though on top, this is where he wanted it. Shamil trying to force that leg across. Maybe an armbar attempt. Oh, he's got it across now. Oh, look at the stretch that out. Tap, tap, wow! Sergey Shirkunov looked fantastic on the feet, but as soon as it got to the mat, finishes it by submission. How impressed are you with that young man, Dean?
Very, very fast. I love the way you don't see that often in mixed martial arts anymore. You fire your leg up and then pull your hand behind your leg and pull you almost like a vice grip. It's sometimes called the 100% position, like from your back, but it forces the arm forward. You usually can get straight arm bars if they pop the arm through, or if they maintain that and try and posture up, you can slap the triangle on. There's, I think, what Sergey originally was going for the diamond guard to slap the triangle, but he switched the leg over the face. Well, check a look at the replay and see his adjustment, and immense torque as well. In a bantamweight frame, he has a lot of power in those hips, and you can see Kamil grab his arm immediately after he tapped. There might be some damage gone to that elbow area.
Kamil looking to leave the cage early, very disappointed. Very disappointed, obviously. But my goodness, what a matchup that leaves for us. Tinchtik Janibek versus that man, Sergey Shirkunov.
Here's the replay, some of the boxing skills. There was that left hook that forced Kamil to circle out. And there's the armbar, look, he skips it across. Briefly looking just to transition to the triangle. Look at that torque, loads of torque. Instantly you see Kamil tap, lots and lots of pressure. And you notice that Sergey fully hyperextended his back to gain more pressure, and he wasn't stacked up. We've seen that a lot. The stack really negates the ability to put a lot of pressure through the hinge